What is up, everybody? Alex here from Heavy New York. We are at Ride for Dime, East Coast Tri-State 2017, and we got Mistress Juliya here, who has come out of retirement from Uranium. Thank you so much for coming here.
Absolutely. I'm very happy to be here. Retirement makes me sound like I should have a pimp cane, which nobody has gifted me yet. But if anybody wants to, I'll come out of retirement more often if you get me a sick pimp cane. I'm just saying.
There you go. So I think the interview is done now, pretty much.
No. I'm super happy to be here, guys. Ride for Dime obviously is a huge charity event that Rita has put on for many, many years since we lost Dime, and it brings musicians together, it brings fans together, it brings this year Marines and music schools together. It brings so many people together and so much wonderful music, and I'm so happy to be here in New Jersey in a venue that has represented heavy metal for so many years, and I'm so glad that all of you could join us. And for those of you that can't, perhaps when Ride for Dime comes to your town, you come and you fucking get your pull from Mr. Dimebag Darrell, the motherfucking idol.
Yeah, if you're not here tonight, you are missing out. But it's great to have you here because I know that during the time on Fuse, you've had quite the experiences with Dime. Is there any good stories that you're able to tell?
There's lots of stories. The first time I went to interview Dime, I got picked up by the tour bus, and I was so nervous. I think I was probably like 21 years old or 22 years old, and I was like, oh my fucking God, oh my fucking God, oh my fucking God, I'm going to meet fucking Dimebag Darrell. And everybody's like, chill out, he's cool. And like, because the worst fear is that you meet your idol and they're not idyllic, you know? And I came to the house and I knocked on the door, and Dime opened the door with a big ass tray of black tooth grins, and he said, listen up, little girl, we ain't doing shit until you have a drink. Get fucked up. And I was like, whew, everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. He is who I thought he was. And we drank a lot.
Sounds like a Pantera story.
We drank a lot, and he had incredible memorabilia in the house, of course. Lots of stories. My producer fell into the fucking pool because he thought it was covered as concrete. So lots of silly shit happened. Somebody's ass got lit on fire in the bathroom when you vomit. There's monster noises. And so as you can imagine, with lots of alcohol, lots of marijuana, and Dimebag and Rita there for full effect, we had a pretty fucking good time.
That sounds awesome. I hate being so young. I missed all that. But it's great to have you here because as somebody who was in such an awesome show that represented heavy metal and somebody who has got to experience so much with one of the most metal icons, I kind of was wondering what your take on New York City metal or the metal world in general and how you think Dime would feel about it as well.
You know, I mean, I think Dime was a feel-good kind of guy. So regardless of what the state of metal was, when he walked in the room, whether you liked metal or whatever you thought about it, didn't matter because he was called the idol for a reason. When he walked in, the energy of rock and roll, the energy of heavy metal and good vibes were just spread throughout. So I don't know how he would feel about it. I'm sure that he would be writing incredible music and, you know, not giving a fuck what the state of the situation is because he is who he is, he was who he was, and he would be doing what he does best. What I think about the state of heavy metal, I mean, we're in a very particular genre. You know, we have had really great times. We had really bad times. It's a genre that not everybody could relate to, but a lot of people do relate to. It went from, you know, its high points to the underground. It came back out when I was lucky enough to have my show. Right now, I feel that, as always, the bands are making great music. There's great music in the underground. There's not enough exposure for it, but there's plenty of shows, radio shows, and lots of YouTube, you know, videos, interviewers. There's Metal Injection. There's VH1 that's still rocking the metal flag. There's Sirius XM, and so the state of it is, you know, I wish pop was dead and metal reigned, but if pop was dead and metal reigned, then what would the comparison be? So
I
the
think if
struggle
pop
is
was
real.
dead, we would have nothing else to be pissed off about.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's all good. It's all good. I think that as long as there's people who want to fucking rock out and raise their horns up high and support musicians and educate themselves on where heavy metal came from, where rock and roll came from, really learn that history and not just be these short attention span individuals that unfortunately social media is creating these days. While I'm not against social media, I of course see young people not even having enough patience to read through a fucking Wikipedia page or a bio. I miss CDs and I miss a lot of things, and I'm sure that the people before me missed vinyl and the 8-tracks. And, you know, we're evolving, we're moving on, but all I could hope is that people are always looking for the most real, most amazing, most soul-filled metal out there, and that's all anybody could hope for. And I hope that that goes on forever. And as far as I understand, it won't stop.
That's great to hear, and it means a lot, somebody like you saying that.
Thank you so much.
But it's great to have you here. I really want to truly thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing you on Fuse was a huge inspiration for
Thank
me
you.
and stuff like that. Everybody, Mistress Juliya here, who have come out of retirement just for this one day to support Ride for...
back in the cave.
Back in the cave. Unless if you bring the pimp cane, as we talked about earlier.
Pimp cane, I'll come back out.
Exactly. But if you are not here at the Starland Ballroom for Ride for Dime East Coast Tri-State, you are missing out. Be sure to support Music Cares and Marines Care. It's for a great cause. And, of course, the one and only Dimebag Darrell, Alex from Heavy New York, everybody, and we'll see you next time.